Hi, this is Elliot Wave Sage. Just want to do a quick market update. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. So big sell-off on CPI. So where are we in terms of our danger areas? So as you can see, the Dow Jones actually was very close to hitting the danger area, the first cash index. And I said that once you get to the danger area, then you're at risk of a top and B, which would start a massive decline lower. So this is the type of bearish price action you would expect if B has been set. But what we want to see is follow through, and ultimately close here, and that will confirm B is in place. Until then, it could be just another dip to buy. So it is tough to say whether the Dow Jones is topped or not. I don't think it has, personally. I think it's got another wave higher. I think it's something like this. Again, this is just my personal belief, like that. And we should, and then again, you missed the dip. Like, oh, I'm going to buy the dip. I heard, on CMB's, oh, it's a great buy, but let's wait. Nope. You guys, I think if this is the count, you missed the dip again, just like you missed the dip here. And there was another correction where it was like straight down. I think it was in the other index. But as you could see, like this is it. And then where's the buy? Right where it reversed. So I do think my hunch is this is over. This dip is over in a flat correction, and we continue to go higher to the 40,000 area. And that's my thought process. Something like this. And yeah, and you guys are like, I'm waiting, and the dip is over. So then the SPY did not meet it. So this indicates more upside, which is what I would expect. And this, to me, looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, in the first wave, and then out. And then the triple Qs, the same thing, maybe a little different. We reset the cycle. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, out. So that's what I'm looking for in the market. More upside, but we were close to the danger areas, and we'll have to wait and see. But I do think if you look at this A leg, I think this B leg needs more upside. I think this is too soon. IWM, the same thing. We need to get up here. So this could be a flat a bit, but I would caution that it may not end up to be that count. It could end up being, something like, what would be the best way to label this? 1, 2, and then just a tight, something really tight like that. But I don't like to trade it because it could still go lower in B&B. So just, I think the Russell's really confusing, but I do think ultimately it's supported. But obviously this cycle's over, and I have to force 5 waves. So I think the Russell shows potential for more weakness. To be careful. Then Bitcoin's pumping, but it is in the danger area. But we're looking for, is divergence going to be erased on the daily? And it is getting there. If we get more pump today, we'll erase the divergence. And that means we have another 1, 2. This is another 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're in 3 of 3. And again, you guys missed the dip. And if you followed me, I gave an entry on my video right here to go long. So, and then ETH, I also gave a video where here was your buy the dip. And ETH, take it out. Let's see if its divergence is erased. Get in there. So divergence is erased. there's going to be no dip, no dip. We're going to have a breakout of this pattern, and we should go to all new all-time highs in Bitcoin. And that usually means the indices is going to be supported. Oil is interesting because it's showing a lot of strength here. And what that means, what that tells me is we could still be in a connector wave, this B wave. And if it is, then it's going to go into the, it's going to connect into the 80s, 84, 86 before for a rug pull. So the connector wave may continue. So we have to wait and see where this goes if the connector wave continues. Silver did take a dump, but it held this pivot. Be interesting if it does break the pivot. The next area to buy is at the $21 level against 2050. Gold did break down. It's holding this pivot here. If it breaks that pivot, we're looking at the low 1900s. Dollar index, if it should be finishing this fifth wave, right? And we want to see that divergence maintain itself, and it has. So just let's see where the dollar index goes. And then the 10-year is in the sell area. I mean, the rates are, so long bonds, there's a trade potentially in long bonds soon. Lower rates. And the VIX broke out, and if I'm looking at the VIX, you know, this breakout just relieved the pressure of the consolidation. So now we have to look at, you know, what my take is here is for the spike in the VIX, the indices should have been down a lot more, given that rate of change in the spike, but they weren't. They weren't. They should have been down thousands of points given what happened, and they weren't. So now the VIX, as we've seen in these spikes before, spends weeks consolidating back down to kind of reload. Again, if we don't get follow through, then it's pretty clear the dip is over and you missed the dip. The dip is done and it's going higher. There was no rug pull yet. And it doesn't seem like we're getting follow through to the downside today. So if you're super bearish, you need to be careful. You need to be careful. All right, that's just the general market. And then technology. Let's take a look at Tesla. Still want to see it drop to this 160 area. Apple has been pretty weak lately. Apple could still come down into this area for a good buy if it does. Nvidia, another popular one. I mean, if this was a super crash, Nvidia should have, like, there was a lot of stocks that were strong that weren't crashing. So just keep that in mind. If you think the big one, this is the big one. If we get the big one, Nvidia wouldn't be down just 0.17%. Microsoft, these stocks just aren't getting hit as hard as they should be. And there's Microsoft. More upside. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I'll just kind of leave it here for now, and just say that we should get we should get this bounce. It's yet to be seen if this was just another straight down crash correction, and it will break this low again. I think it's possible, and then why would we go into a wave 3 again? I don't know, but it's just what the chart is suggesting. The triple Qs here. You see that's extra swing. this is I don't like this. Like look for the bottom here, divergence. So this could also the technology could do this. Same thing with the SPY, but the Dow doesn't show. The Dow shows a more of a flat pattern. The Russell does show that bounce and failure. So if you're trading, just keep that in mind. This would be the ideal like play. Something like that. Another thing I was watching is there's an instrument XXXXX and XXXXS is a 4 times bull leveraged SPY index ETF. Tracking this, buy here. It looks like it's in 5 and we're pulling back. So when I look at this, I'd like to see it tag 29, 32. So keep an eye on that as well. And buy it here. So keep an eye on that if it's correct in this larger degree. And there's just not a lot of good setups in the market. Oh, another one that I'm keeping an eye on is Adobe. Adobe did pull back in 3 waves, tagged the buy area, and really had a good reaction here. But if I think it has some earnings coming up, and when it does, we'll see. But this could be an opportunity if it could fall back into this area. AMD is another opportunity if it could fall into 157 and 143 here. If it could fall into that area. So it's another opportunity. I'm just looking for different, there's not a lot of good setups at the moment. Yeah, nothing there. Yeah, just not a lot of good setups. A setup in pod, second chance entry at 183 for a nice 3-wave pullback, textbook entry if we can get this. For you guys that missed this bottom here, it could be a second chance. Get in again here if we can get this down in this area. That is that's it. Okay, guys, so that's all I've got today. Good luck trading. Is this the big one, the big crash super crash? No, it isn't. I don't think so. I think it's more upside. It's another buy the dip moment. And in fact, the dip may be over, and if you're waiting for the dip may have already happened and you missed the dip again. And that's the thing. You've got to really, in this market, stick your neck out and buy. And yesterday could have been another one of those situations. But we'll know soon enough if that's the case or not. That's all I got.